Hey everyone, this is weather forecaster Liam. Here's your top weather news and headlines for today's video. There's going to be a large and dangerous severe thunderstorm throughout this weekend that is forecast to bring large hail, damaging winds, and multiple tornadoes. We'll have the latest forecast on that in just a bit. And that same storm system producing those severe thunderstorms this weekend will also produce our next major winter storm named Isaiah. And Isaiah could dump more than 1 foot of snow and over a half an inch of ice to some places. I will have Tre weather predictions, Tor-Cons, precipitation and snow amounts, and much more. All coming up in this video of Tre weather. Today is January 9th, 2019. Let's start off with a look at the National Weather Service hazards map, where there are some winter storm watches that have been issued ahead of Isaiah for portions of the Ohio Valley in north central United States, and some flash flood watches and flood watches as well. And that's because Isaiah could bring some very heavy rainfall and high rainfall totals to those areas. And I will have the rainfall totals a little later on in this video. But let's talk about the large severe thunderstorm threat that we are going to have later on this weekend for the south and southeastern United States. So here's a look at Friday's temperature anomalies, and that is how below or above average the temperatures are for this time of the year. And you see almost the entire eastern half of the United States is going to be well above average. In some areas, even 25 degrees or more above average. So temperatures will be in the 60s and 70s for some areas Friday and Saturday. And that is going to help very much with the development of these severe thunderstorms this weekend. So let's go over to the future radar forecast from the NAMS 3CAM model for the eastern half of the United States, starting off at Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. So as you see, not too much going on as of this time. Friday morning, we are dealing with some rain across the Ohio Valley region, though none of that is severe, and also some snow showers in South Dakota and northwestern Nebraska. Though later on to the day Friday into the evening and overnight hours, we are going to be dealing with some very large and dangerous severe thunderstorms for the south central and southeastern portion of the United States, where large hail, damaging winds, and multiple tornadoes are possible. Let's go forward to 1 p.m. Eastern Time Friday afternoon. Still dealing with some rain showers across the Ohio Valley, though now dealing with some rain in the south central portion of the United States, though not quite severe yet. Into the northern side of that rain, it transitions over to a wintry mix and then over to snow. And that is actually part of Winter Storm Isaiah, or a very small portion of Winter Storm Isaiah. It will become much more widespread later on Friday into Saturday and even into Sunday. Forward again to Friday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Starting to see some thunderstorms develop now into the south central United States, maybe even a squall line trying to develop in southwestern Missouri, eastern Oklahoma, and eastern Texas. And some snow now for northern Kansas, eastern Nebraska, and central and southwestern Iowa, and some wintry mix to the far northwestern corner of Missouri. Forward again to 10 p.m. Eastern Time Friday night. You see that squall line is starting to get very well developed in southwestern Missouri, eastern Oklahoma, and eastern Texas. And ahead of the squall line, ahead of the cold front, we could get some pop-up thunderstorms that could develop. They could turn into supercells with a rotating updraft, and we could see some tornadoes with those, and also some very damaging winds and large hail with those than the actual squall line itself. And also some snow, more so into Iowa, and now some wintry mix for northern Illinois, and more so into northern Missouri. Forward to 3 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday morning, very early in the morning. You see that squall line is incredibly strong and very intense. In fact, right around the midnight hour Friday into around 5 a.m. Saturday morning. I do believe that's when the squall line will be at its most intense state across portions of Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, and very eastern Texas. I expect the most tornadoes, hail, and damaging winds at this time. And some snow now for northern Michigan, southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and starting to work its way on out of Iowa and Missouri. Forward to 7 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday morning. Still have a very intense, strong squall line, and don't think if you don't live in the area that was under the squall line between midnight Friday and 5 a.m. Saturday that you're not going to get anything. You can see how strong that squall line still is, and it will be strong throughout the day Saturday and even into Sunday. It's now working its way on into portions of Mississippi, western Tennessee, western Kentucky, and portions of Illinois. And you see on the western edge of that squall line on the back end, that's the second round of snow, and I should say the main round of snow we're going to see from Winter Storm Isaiah, affecting portions of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri at this time Saturday morning. Forward to noon Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, squall line continues to make its way eastward and dealing with much more snow now, and also some sleet shaded in that purple area for Illinois, Missouri, and some snow for Iowa, eastern Kansas, and eastern Oklahoma. Forward to 5 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday evening. Squall line continues to make its way eastward into central Kentucky, central Tennessee, central Alabama, maybe even starting to work its way into portions of Georgia. And you see that center of low pressures over eastern Illinois at 996 millibars, bringing almost more sleet than snowfall. We're going to have a lot of ice with this event. Some areas could see over a half an inch of ice in the northern Illinois and central Michigan region. So keep that in mind if you live in those areas. Forward again to 10 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday night. Squall line continues to make its way eastward, though not very strong Saturday night at 10 p.m. Don't get me wrong, it's still going to bring some pretty strong winds, hail, and a few tornadoes are still possible, though not as strong as originally once was. Low pressure is now over northwestern Indiana, 997 millibars, bringing still a lot of sleet, the Michigan region, and some snow now, more so for Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, and upper Michigan. Forward to 4 a.m. Eastern Time Sunday morning, very early in the morning. The squall line is really starting the weekend, just bringing some gusty winds and maybe an isolated tornado or two to the Carolinas and southern Georgia, though the chances are really starting the weekend for the chances of tornadoes by very early Sunday morning. And we go forward one more time to 1 p.m. Eastern Time Sunday afternoon. And hopefully by this time, Winter Storm Isaiah and all the severe weather has worked its way on out into Canada and over the Atlantic Ocean. So let's go over to your Tre Weather rainfall totals for now and until Monday from the GFS model. And you see about the entire eastern half of the United States is going to see some sort of rainfall from this absolutely massive storm system, though some areas are going to see more than others. And you remember seeing the National Weather Service hazards map earlier on in this video showing you the flood watches and flash flood watches for the western Ohio Valley and south central United States. And you now know, after seeing this map, why those are in effect. See that stripe of yellow and gold there? That's between 4 and 8 inches of rainfall for those areas of eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, central and southern Missouri, central Illinois, northern Indiana, and southern Michigan. So if you do live in those areas, keep an eye out for flash flooding for your area. So let's go over to your Tre Weather prediction for Friday through Sunday for severe weather. And you see we have a purple shade up for this severe weather event that is under a very high risk. The area shaded in purple. That covers some of eastern Texas, southern Arkansas, the entire state of Louisiana, central and southern Mississippi, southwestern Alabama, and the western Florida panhandle. One major city is included, and that is New Orleans, under a very high risk to see severe thunderstorms. We also have a high risk shaded in red. 2 major cities are included in that, and that is Little Rock and Houston, Texas. And the area shaded in yellow is under a medium risk for severe thunderstorms, and the area shaded in green is under a low risk for severe thunderstorms. So what are the chances of seeing a tornado in your area? Well, here are your Tre Weather Tor-Cons for Friday. And you see we have a Tor-Con of 4 for southeastern Oklahoma, central and western Arkansas, and northeastern Texas. We have a Tor-Con of 6, though, for southeastern Texas and central and western Louisiana. Major cities under a Tor-Con is Houston at a Tor-Con of 5, Dallas at a Tor-Con of 4, and Little Rock at a Tor-Con of 4 as well. Let's go forward to Saturday's TRA weather Tor-Cons. We have a Tor-Con of 6 for southern Arkansas, southwestern Mississippi, and much of Louisiana. Tor-Con of 5 for southeastern Mississippi, central and southern Alabama, and the western Florida Panhandle. Tor-Con of 3 and 4 for the rest of the area shaded in red. Major cities under a Tor-Con include New Orleans. You are under a Tor-Con of 6. Little Rock is also under a Tor-Con of 6. And Atlanta is under a Tor-Con of 3. Okay, here are the storm hazards. Tornadoes will be very high. Hail will be high. Flooding will be high. Wind will be high. Lightning will be high. And power outages will be high. And wind shear and cape will be both medium. When to expect this? You can expect this for Friday through Sunday, and the hazardous area is the south central and southeastern portion of the United States. But we're not quite done yet. I still have to show you the TRA weather snowfall predictions for Winter Storm Isaiah and also the icing threat Isaiah also has. So here's your TRA weather snowfall totals for now and until Monday. This is from the GFS model. You can see a pretty decent swath of snow extending all the way from Texas all the way up into Canada. Highest snowfall totals will be in northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, Michigan, and upper Michigan. And expect that line to move a little further to the north or a little further to the south as models fine-tune it a little more. So if you don't have too much snow in this picture right here, or if you do have a lot of snow in this picture right here, but you're kind of on the edge, make sure to monitor the forecast for future changes because that can definitely shift either way to the north or south. And let's go over to the TRA weather ice and sleet accumulation for Friday through Sunday from the NAM model. You see a lot of ice accumulation is expected in northern Missouri, northern Illinois, and also Michigan. I don't think we are going to get 2 inches of ice. That would be very catastrophic. Though I do think we are going to have over a half an inch of ice, maybe even 3/4 of an inch of ice in the northern Missouri, northern Illinois, and central Michigan region. So keep an eye on the icing threat if you live in those regions. Okay, here's the storm hazards for Winter Storm Isaiah. Snow will be high. Low visibility risk will be high. Icing will be very high. You saw those icing totals there were pretty decent. Wind will be high. Cold temperatures during this event will be low. Temperatures are just going to struggle just to get the freezing. Power outages will be high. Rain mixed in with that snow will be very high. Most, if not all, regions will start out as rain and work its way on over to snow or ice. And flooding will be medium. When to expect this? You can also expect this for Friday through Sunday. In the hazardous areas, the central, north central, Ohio Valley, and far northeastern United States. Now make sure to tune in at 5 p.m. Eastern Time Friday evening to watch live severe storm coverage and also live winter storm coverage of Winter Storm Isaiah on TRA Weather. For everyone in the path of those severe thunderstorms and Winter Storm Isaiah, be safe. I will see you all tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time.